Could not be more excited because we are joined live by actual Peter Andre. Afternoon, Peter.
Hello there. I'm glad you said I'm not political. I don't think I'd last 5 minutes, but I'd give it a go. By the way, I love that song. I haven't heard that for ages. You've made me want to download that.
Bit of Rule the World, yes. Yeah. Lovely bit of Tears for Fears. Lovely bit of Tears for Fears. Now, Peter, we are putting you in charge of the world. So what would be the first big change that you would make?
You know, this is a big risk for you because I'm Greek and we love siestas. So that's going to happen pretty quick. But siestas are going to be one of them. But that's not a main thing at the moment, right? First thing is first. If I could do this, it's easy to say no taxes and it's easy to say no homework and so on and so on. But let's look at it this way. There is so much land in this world. I reckon when everyone's born, they get a piece of land, equal size land. Everybody gets a piece of land assigned to them. Okay?
Yeah.
It's no bigger or smaller than anyone else's. You get given a certain amount when you turn 21 or whatever by the government. So we all still, can pay taxes and what we have to do. And everybody at that point can do what they want to do with their own land. I think that would be quite a good thing. Now, it sounds not practical. When you look at Australia, the size of Australia is unbelievable, and who gets the bit by the sea and who doesn't. Well, that could be a different conversation. You could say, all right, well, when you want to pay a bit more, you can get somewhere by the sea, but everyone gets allocated the same piece of land. So that's one thing I would do. Another thing I would do. Well, you asked me what the first thing I would do. So
that was the first.
You want to know what else I would do or not? Let's add siestas in the mix as well.
Siestas, because a piece of land and siestas. Well, that sounds like the sort of thing that could be very popular.
I'm an Aussie, mate. I'm chilled. I think everything should be relaxed here. We should just take a minute and just look at how much room there is in the world. Apparently, you could fit every single person that ever lived and lives in one state in America. I can't remember which state it was, Texas or somewhere, that you could actually fit everybody. Okay, we'd all be standing like sardines, but still, it goes to show how much land there is. There you go.
There we are. That's a love. So that's your idea. So what sort? You say you're chilled out, but what sort of leader do you think you'd be, Peter? Are you like a dictator? Are you a delegate? Are you hands off, hands on? What sort of leader do you think you'd be?
Well, I don't like telling people what to do, but I'd certainly have. I think I would have a delegator is more probably me, but I want to be hands on. But when you say a dictator, do you mean someone that's a dictator? You always sounds a bit negative.
It does.
Could I be a good dictator?
You could be a good dictator. That's fine. Yeah, you want everyone to do as they're told, but in a nice way rather than.
But in a nice way. Yeah, rather than after their siesta.
Exactly.
And before their siesta.
And who would you have in your team then? Who would you be bossing about? And we'll let you. You can have anyone, dead or alive, real or fictional. But who is in the core team of Peter Andre, ruler of the world?
Okay, this is tough. I'd love to. All I can think of is music, entertainment, and actors, and that's not. I don't think any of that is a good idea. I want actors, mind you. There are a few actors in the government. Okay, let me think. I don't know. That is a good question. Can I come back to that at the end?
We'll come back to that at the end. Have a think about that one. So, because all political careers always end in failure, what would be your vice? Maybe it's siestas, but why do you think you'd end up having to resign? What would you be caught doing?
I'll tell you why. Because I have a friend actually. I have a friend that works at Number 10, and I asked this particular person why they don't have siestas in the UK. And do you want to know their answer? This got me, and I really want you to think about this. I said they do it in Europe, they do it in so many countries around the world, but Australia, America, and England don't like this. Why? And their answer to me was, well, could you imagine we've given everyone a siesta, right, in the UK. They've worked hard, it's hot, they're going to go home and sleep. No, they're not. They're not going to go and have lunch and go and have an hour's sleep and wake up and have an espresso and come back to work. They're going to the pub. And he said when they go to the pub, they're going to have quite a few drinks and they're not going to come back to work in the afternoon. And I thought, right, that I kind of get that. So that was their reasoning, is that the Brits will go to the pub. So I'm not sure whether that's going to work, but I'd still push for it.
I wrote a story, I think it was last year, that apparently Boris Johnson is a fan of an afternoon nap. So he appreciates the restorative nature of a siesta. So maybe he should try and encourage. Maybe it just says something about the culture in Number 10 that Give him an
Although
hour
he
off
does
and then
look
go
a
to the
lot
pub.
of the times that he's sleeping when he's standing up. So I think, we just got to, maybe we just need to find the middle ground.
Yeah, maybe you're right. He does. Yeah, he does always look like he might have just woken up. Can't be ruling the world, Peter, because you're in the West End.
That's absolutely. So yeah. And I don't get a siesta. That is a point there. But you know what is interesting actually. When I was younger, I must have been about 14 or 15, and I studied acting is what I actually studied, not music, and then got into music, and thankfully that went well, and I got to do loads of things that I dreamed of. But I remember saying to Dad, I said, when I get to my 40s, I'm going to move into acting, and he said, well, that's good, but just go upstairs and do your homework now, and we can talk about this another time, And it's funny because I know I'm 49, so it's late 40s, but at 47, I did my first short film in America, and then I've now done my first feature film, which we're still filming, so that won't finish till the end of the year. And I'm now doing the West End, and I think, gosh, part of my dream is, it's a bit later in my 40s, but it's really coming true, And if someone said to me, you're going to go and be in the West End when you're older, I would have never believed it, and especially such an iconic show.
Yeah, so it's
like
you're
Grease.
Vince
It really is
Fontaine
fun.
in Greece in the West End, only for 26 weeks. I was going to say only that's quite a long haul, 26 weeks. But yeah, how are you preparing for it?
I love it. I really do. I think every year you think about what you can do that's going to, keep you motivated and keep you going. And this really has brought me back to what I remember learning as a kid about the three things that only ever happen in theatre, which is singing, dancing, and acting. And it's all three you have to do at the same time, and that you don't do in any other. I don't think you do anywhere else. Even on stage when you're doing concerts, there's no acting in it. It's just performing. This is different, and I've learned so much, and it's really given me a huge taste for theatre that I really didn't think I had.
Well, Peter, it's great to speak to you. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us what you would do if you ruled the world. Grease, the musical, is at the Dominion Theatre right now, going all the way through to October. Get your tickets where, you'll be able to Google, you find all the details. Peter Andre telling us what he would do if he ruled the world. Can we have Peter back every week? We like Peter. Anyway. Right, it's Matt Chorley on Times Radio. We'll do the quiz in just a sec. We'll do that next.